And we became very good friends. He saw me off from Atlanta. I plan to return to Atlanta, Georgia, very soon. I laid the foundation for our transfer of the Central Committee, Central Headquarters to Georgia. And I said that was the scene of the original crime, the South. It was in North Carolina, Jamestown in 1916. Or 1619 rather. I'm sorry, I got it backwards. But approximately 9 slaves arrived there in chains. And this is where the original crime began, slavery. And I think the South then will be the logical focal point to correct the original crime. They say that criminals always return to the scene, and I say in order to correct the original crime, that we must return to the scene.
Huey, what kind of reaction were you getting from Atlanta after you made that
Beautiful, very beautiful reaction. The people, the victims, the obvious victims. You know, the victim is always a stair step. We have the victim on top of the victim on top of the victim until we reach some threshold we call the oppressor. And in this very complex social order, we find that it's very difficult to pinpoint him. You see? So what we try to do is to improve the conditions of mankind. We find that man's ignorance is really the oppressor. And this is whether it's racism or whether it's class oppression. It's really racism because each thing cuts its own throat. Whether you advocate racism or class oppression, you end up being a victim yourself because the people will correct that, and you might be hurt in the process.
But it'll be a little tougher to make it in Atlanta. Down there. How about your next trial?
I'm very optimistic about everything. I think the man will survive. As far as my individual life, that all of us, including yourself, you're doomed to death. But the real enemy is that phenomena that we know nothing about, and that is death that we fight against. That we fight against it with medicine, we fight against it with knowledge, we fight against racism also like that. And this is the thing that we're fighting against. We're fighting against racism, we're fighting against oppression of all kinds, and we're fighting against ignorance. And people who boo, people who fail to understand the problems of humanity are really very religious because their God is large, meaning their ignorance is large, you see?
Yeah, but my
in other words, that God is
Huey,
not, which they do not understand. As soon as they understand it, suddenly it's not God. And I say, gain your understanding, then you understand yourself, and you also understand me, and that is that we all want to live.
All right, hey, okay, we ready.
The Chinese people are very humane and friendly people. They attempt to understand all ignorance and backwardness. I would suspect and anticipate that Richard Nixon will receive a warm welcome, but that has no indication of what the results of the talks might be. The talks might be successful, or they might fail, but it will depend upon the attitude and the kind of language that Richard Nixon will use. Certainly, he cannot be trigger happy as he was in Attica because the Chinese people are strong people, and their land is very fertile. We know that the ruling circle in this country will only take advantage of victims, such as the prisoners at Attica, the guards at Attica, and the Vietnamese people and black people in this country, as well as poor white people. The party is at this time engaged in a struggle of gaining representation in the institutions in our community. And according to our 10-point program, this was always our fight. We've been misrepresented by the press for a long time, but the truth always finds its way out. And I think that history will justify our past actions, and certainly history condemns things and people by eliminating them. The party is still very much alive and kicking, and I think we must have done something right. We plan to use whatever means that's effective and sufficient in order to gain our desires. We're not Of course, we can't be serious about the law of this country if the country itself is not serious about it. I think first we have to make them serious about the law, and many of the laws that they're serious about are bad laws, so we have to change those. But we're not going to. I don't think it should be required of us to limit our activities within certain behaviors prescribed by this corrupt system. I think we'll use the most appropriate approach to the resolution of the contradiction that's here in the United States. Well, in the first place, that I have absolutely no power as an individual. The power is with the people. So the real question is that what are the people going to do? I said that we're going to unite and become very strong, and we're going to free all political prisoners and prisoners of war. We'll free the Soledad Brothers 3, that's Cloutier, Drumgo, Fleeter Drumgo, and George Jackson. And all of the other brothers there at Soledad and white prisoners also have a case, because the prisons are not rehabilitation centers. They're no more than concentration camps. I plan to visit Bobby Seale, the chairman, and all of our party members who are in prison, and also many other political prisoners and prisoners of war. I think that includes everyone who's in prison. I would like to visit them. In the people's interest, because as I said before, that individually we're so weak until it is a strategic mistake to view ourselves as one person. We must view ourselves because the oppressor is living in an illusion in the first place, and he wants to deny the reality of death. So when, after all, the people are the writers of all world history, are the makers of all world history, and without the people, there's nothing. So the central problem and the central issue is
that bail may be revoked. Could you give us a statement now?
I'm not going to say anything till after.
My treatment was generally abusive and oppressive, and primarily because of the fact that I was a prisoner of war and a political prisoner.
What do you think is going to happen with the Black Panthers now? You're losing your leaders, etc.
It is true that many of our leaders have been confined in the concentration camps here in America. I know that the Black Panther Party will prevail. It is the vanguard of the people's struggle, and that while leaders are put into prison, new leaders are born, new leaders are made. I'm confident that I will be freed, providing that we're successful in the battle that we're engaged in now, and that is to revolutionize the court system. It all depends upon this problem.
What's your treatment been like in jail?
Said to me this morning that the cards appear to be stacked against you, this being so that perhaps you would have to take the witness stand. Do you have any psychic reserve about taking the witness stand?
None whatsoever. That I'll only tell the truth and express my innocence, which I am innocent. So I have no feeling at all against taking the witness stand, as I demonstrated this morning.
Yes, your question this morning about your money. Do you have any money?
No, I'm in a severe state of poverty.
What about the Huey Newton Defense Fund?
I don't know too much about the Huey Newton Defense Fund, actually.
Who's paying your attorney's fee?
I believe the Huey Newton Defense Fund.
You're obviously in good spirits, Huey. Why?
Because I have the people behind me, and the people are my strength. I think that the court structure and the government is very low in spirit at this time, because they're realizing that, as Che Guevara says, they're giants, but they have feet of clay, because they're divorced from the people of the world. I have this strength, so therefore that I'm very secure, and my spirit is very high, and I know that we'll have a victory.
For suspect that you talk about such a campaign, why not?
I mean, there are voters out here. It will notify Jensen in particular, who's the superior there. He has to make the decision for the trial to be tried or not, and he's an elected official, and so this will be a warning to him that if he goes on with this miscarriage of justice, that our next petitions will be our vote in the ballot box when he comes up for election to vote him out of office.
The community is now going in its first phases of organizing itself in order to attend to the ills that we've been suffering so long. It was a very hard fight, and it was a fight among class brothers and friends. But most of the times when we enter into these kind of contradictions, even among our friends, we come out with something in the interest of everyone. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense is organized now throughout the nation. We are recognized internationally, and we advocate that all black people in America are taught what politics is all about and what our history is all about, so that we can have self-identity and we can know where our strength is. We will know our enemies and we'll know our friends. This is a black curriculum.
And we've always wanted to represent the will of the people. They're not interested in socialism at this time because they believe that they can get their just desserts in this capitalist system. When the people democratically want to change in system to a socialist system, then the party will be the first to have solidarity. Some people have a distorted view of me, and it gives me very much trouble. It adds to the sort of timid personality that I already have. It makes me uncomfortable because I know that I can't give them all of those things that their idol is supposed to. And I don't want to appear to them a fake, but I would just like to tell them that, you know, I'm just another regular human being.